Good evening and welcome back, Speed Gaming 2, as we have our second match tonight of the Zelda 1 Randomizer Random Force Tournament. On the left, Dragondarch. On the right, Kennedy J. On the tracking, Nochibato. And in the booth, myself, Leslie Pro, and I'm joined by Mako. How you doing tonight?
Leslie, good evening. Looking forward to this matchup here tonight. And Dragondarch, using the sprites of one of my all-time favorite games from my youth. So good to see those sprites. I don't know that I'll remember all of the conversions of what they all mean, but we'll help you all and chat the best we can. And we're going to set them free momentarily.
So with this flag set, we have no extra candles, so it is going to be important to find a candle shop or hope that red candle is easily accessible, because that will really help.
Yeah, good point. So most of you are probably already watching that seed that just finished up, and man, that was a rough one combat-wise, and we're not going to spoil it, obviously, if you're just tuning in. But yeah, money management in these flags can be very crucial. The hints are all helpful, but you need the book, and you never know when you're going to find that book and how much money you'll have and whether or not you can buy those hints or not. You obviously, Leslie mentioned that candle that can come into play. You may stumble on a red candle early that can be very beneficial. Otherwise, yeah, you're going to be trying to find that blue candle shop so that you can start burning down some bushes.
Absolutely, but another thing to keep in mind is that this is a mixed first quest overworld. We have locations that some first quest exclusive locations will pop up, some won't. Same with the second quest spots. Now, where first quest 2 is a recorder link. So, you're going to need a recorder for that spot.
Yeah, and if this is new, again, to the viewers, you'll see at the top on the right, under Swiss Week 1, the level 9 entry won't be known until one of our runners finds level 9, and we'll update that. But as you can see, the range is anywhere between 5 and 8 Triforces. So we find an immediate any roads. They're both in the forest right now. I like this play a lot, Leslie. It gets you potentially 3. Well, there you go. There's your Armos check right there. So
Yep, it is the Coast Heart. So, when we find the white sword item, we got a 33 and a third chance to pick it up, while Kennedy J picks up something else that's helpful, a letter. We'll see those potion prices soon enough as Dragondarch finds level 4.
and doing what a lot of runners do, myself included. You come in, you may find something free on the floor, because another key component to these flags is the inner dungeon heart shuffle. So there will be a heart in all dungeons 1 through 8. You just don't know, though, if it's going to be on the floor or if it's going to be in the staircase. So, you can walk into one of these dungeons immediately and stumble on a white sword or a wand, and can really get you going. But it appears we're ladder blocked in that level 4 right now.
We are, but there was a free bomb pack on the floor, and that can be helpful in getting a seed going. Speaking of helpful, a take any.
Yeah, and Kennedy now is heading into level 4, and assume he will be getting that free bomb pack as well. As Dragondarch heads over to the casino corner and finds level 1. So, let's see, level 1, again, we'll have 1 heart container and 2 items. And there's the Triforce.
A free Triforce on the floor. Might as well take it. Now, level 1 tends to be key hungry, so it might be a while before Dragondarch returns. We shall see. In the meantime, see the rest of Casino Corner. And that's a potion shop.
Yeah, and Kennedy's right around the corner here as well, staying on the same path, which is interesting. They're both up here right now, considering start screen was 1 left to vanilla start. And they have not done any exploration there other than finding these any roads. And Dragondarch does go back into level 1, gets that door open here, and we'll see. And again, because the Armos item was a heart container, we are assured now that there's not going to be that extra heart in any of these dungeons that the runners are going to stumble on to.
Or a heart in level 9. But yeah, we're both gonna have to come back to level 1. Because who wants to deal with landmolars with just bombs? Not me.
No, absolutely right. Get some money there, and we're gonna head up to Vanilla 5 here, and then to the waterfall region.
And Dragondarch's gonna skip having to go up the mountain with a screen scroll. That's level 2. If there's something free on the floor that can get Dragondarch going, that would be huge.
Yeah, great point, because level 2, obviously, vanilla, both items are going to be on the floor. They're not going to be in a staircase. Now, this dungeon could be segmented, which does tend to happen, but already bailing out a level 2, and you'd love to be able to find some free things, but at the same time, every minute goes by, you don't have a sword, you don't have a candle. You are limiting your progression. So I like this move. Keep going. You're in any road away of hitting 3 dungeons very quickly after you get that sword.
Oh, hello, cheap bombs! You love to see it!
Yeah, anything under a nickel is going to be very nice. And we go ahead and see the up A now. And see what's close to start. Now, Kennedy chooses to not take that same exact path. We don't know if they're going to make their way up there and find level 2 or not. So a little bit of divergence here.
Well, unfortunately, Monocle Rock is a whole lot of nothing. Oof, 71 rupees for a red potion? Ugh. Gross.
Yeah, so now we'll see where everybody goes. There's the bait for 55. If I'm the runners right now, even if I find cheap arrows or anything like that, I'm going to save that money. I don't want to end up losing it and then stumbling on that blue candle, which, again, could be blocking you out of several dungeons, could be blocking you out of White Sword. And Dragondarch now already up to the guaranteed White Sword item. We did mention that before. It's between 4 and 6, and Mags is between 10 and 14.
And in another development, Kennedy J just found level 9. We need all 8 pieces of the Triforce to get in.
I believe that's the hat trick, Rick, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I didn't see that in chat. Another 8 for the evening. And we find level 5 as well at Forgotten Spot. That's a race to I would say at this point, with all these dungeons found, who's going to find that sword first, or any kind of repeatable combat for that matter.
That, I believe, is the wood sword.
It is the wood sword. I didn't have my glossary up in front of me when he pulled that. So,
I had to take a guess. It was 50-50.
Yeah, so right now, interesting to see where they head. Again, you've got some bombs here. Probably not going to do Death Mountain. Check some of these open caves over here. Again, you want to get that candle. It may not be required, but you'd rather have it and not need it than not need it and have it.
Door repair! Oh, the Gorilla Snipe takes Kennedy J down back to start.
Heading over to Vanilla 6 right now. It looks like Kennedy's going to do the screen scroll into Vanilla 3 area.
Oh, a subpar big secret 79. Ugh, poverty seed incoming.
Well, 87-0 though in the rupee count after Dragondarch did unfortunately take a big minus 41 in the gambling.
In the gambling, for game show aficionados out there, he stopped on a whammy.
And gonna go ahead and do the check on the coast, and I did not see what that was.
I didn't see that. I saw an arrow shop on Kennedy J's side.
And it was the red candle on the coast. Thank you, Nacho. Our tracker for this evening keeps us all in line as Dragondarch is going to go ahead and get the news that 8 Triforces are required. So when it's 8 Triforces, I mean, it does really shift into more your traditional Consternation type seed. Again, obviously with helpful hints, book required, needing to buy a candle, and the inner dungeon heart shuffle. Like those are the 3 key items at this point. That when you know you need 8, and you know the game plays more naturally when you have all 8 that you need to pull. Those three rupee cheap bombs again. And it's not the rare shop, so it'd be nice to be able to keep a nice supply of bombs here this evening.
I have a bad feeling that the candle shop's the rare shop.
Yeah, we've seen that a couple of times, or we've seen it looks like it's the rare shop until you find the one under a bomb hole, and then you find 5 other candle shops under burn bushes.
Yeah, that sounds typical. That sounds like the typical Zelda 1 randomizer experience of a candle blocked candle. Although in this case, there's a ladder blocked red candle.
So Dragondarch heading back over. Looks like going to be going into level 1 here shortly. And Kennedy's got 5 bombs. It looks like going to test out the Death Mountain a little bit. But let's see what's in level 1 here now that we've got an A button that we can use. And the left lamb mola, even with a sword, is not fun.
Yeah, not even danger news. So, oh my! White sword item is the bow, but you need 6 hearts. Kennedy J is 1 heart short, but he knows where it is, and he'll be back.
Yeah, it's great to get that knowledge at this point. Definitely a bit of an advantage. Dragondarch does a good job getting the block clip. And it does push, so let's see what we've got.
That's a wand, I think? Or is it a white sword?
White sword, I believe.
Oh, wow. That combat advantage early for Dragondarch. However, Kennedy does have a bit of a knowledge advantage in terms of what the white sword item is and where it is. To answer a question in chat, yeah, you can soft lock yourself screen scrolling if you do it in the wrong spot. So, if you do that, you have to up A.
And Kennedy, unfortunately, out of bombs, does have a bomb dropper on this screen, if it cooperates. And it looks like Dragondarch going to go into level 2.
No, unfortunately, the Gibdo did not cooperate.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we see Kennedy here. Maybe try and grab a bomb pack and head back up to the northeast where we found those 3 dungeons earlier. And yeah, heading up that way now.
That's a heart for... That's the level 2 heart. Those are definitely the equivalent of Pulse voice that Dragondarch is dealing with. And there's a map. That is that looks like a very large fishing hook.
Or hangman.
Or a shepherd's crook. That works too.
A really skinny cactus is going to be my final guess, but if Boof is watching.
Been a hot minute since I've seen Boof and Boom around, admittedly.
Yeah, looks like Kennedy is going to maybe try that level 4 just to see if there's another pathway around what we took as a ladder block early on. Or just a health reset. No, gonna take a peek. Now that you see where that Triforce is over there, yeah, I would check to see if you can't maybe bomb your way. But also a chance that it's segmented.
Yeah, and that's definitely a thing that is uncommon to see. Well, actually, no, we're about to get our answer, and
But it is not. Yeah, there's not. Well, now it turns into a key block. But
Well,
we
it
are able to
does.
kill these enemies now, so.
It does, but there could be a workaround. Oh, well, you'd have to have ladder for that workaround, so this is a combination. Well, actually, it's an either-or lock. It is either a key or a ladder. Or a pirouette. Maybe there's something here that Kennedy can use to work around it. Or a big block.
Yeah, the advantage Kennedy does have with that level 4 is he has the map, Dragondarch does not, so he knows that it's not a guaranteed ladder block at this point. Whether or not that comes into Dragon's routing or not, because at first glimpse when he was in, it did look like your typical ladder block.
Dragondarch did take a free potion, but now has the letter for if and when that runs out.
And Kennedy going to be dealing with the Lamolas here as well. And I think Dragondarch ended up key blocked progression-wise in here before.
That he did, so this would put him on even footing. Okay, that's good. You got rid of one of them. Exit the room, go back in. The other one's gone.
Yeah, as of now, keys are the issue. I don't think we've seen a single key pick up yet, and now that is 2 or 3 dungeons that we are key blocked in. 1, 2, and I believe 4.
Yeah, at this point... Well, hold it. We got a pirouette, but I do... Which Kennedy did not do earlier. Well, I mean, it's not going to be a key, but it is going to put him on the Triforce board at 1625.
And there's the arrow shop for Dragondarch.
A key here, too, if he feels inclined. But with the bow... Well, I mean, he doesn't know where the bow is. We do.
Yet. Yeah.
If he had knowledge and the bow, I could see him grabbing arrows. But knowing this dungeon layout, I can see why he hesitated for a bit. He might have been thinking about picking up a key.
Yeah, that's a tough call. I think ultimately I would hedge toward that key because the key can lead to more progression and maybe allow you. He doesn't know where the bow is, right? So you could be sitting on those arrows for the next 45 minutes. The key may get you more keys and more progression. So, but it's a tough call. And again, like we said before, you also don't have a candle yet, and you do want to make sure you've got that money. Now they're up to 214 rupees, so in much better shape at this point. It looks like Kennedy's going to go and try to do the Kanana key. One, I would say the harder rooms would quad shooters, and you've got the wall masters to deal with. As Dragondarch does pick up the arrows. Yeah, that is a tough
Doesn't
one.
get it, but gets the heart container.
Yeah, it's very easy to get bounced off of the pixel there. Completely see that happen to the best of runners when you've got the quad shooters.
Yeah, in terms of rooms, it's a very rude room. I thought he was about to use his last bomb there, and thankfully he held off.
It may go back. No, not going to go back out. I'm going to say you could take another stab at that Kanana, but again, it is not an easy one to execute. So I think it's a good move. Keep going. See what you can find. Had not made it to the waterfall previously. For Dragondarch, curious when they're able to make their way up to Death Mountain. Again, that bow was not that far up there. Going to be helpful. Pulse Voice we've seen quite a bit already. Going to get that added benefit because they do have their arrows at this point. And running out of places for that candle shop, to be honest. Now, Kennedy did run out of bombs before clearing all of Death Mountain, and we haven't seen East Death Mountain at this point either. But Dragondarch does go into Forgotten Spot level 5. See how much... Maybe, you're going to want some keys out of here if you can. Now, they did buy a key earlier, so... See? But level 5 does tend to, Leslie, you mentioned level 1 takes a lot of keys. Level 5 sometimes, well, may have a ladder block, sometimes does give keys.
Yeah, but right now, if I had to guess, that's blue Wizrobes in the same enemy group as Darknuts. That's disgusting.
Oh, but we do have a path. Maybe not.
Oh, Kennedy finds the candle shop, and it's at a nice price. It was on East Death Mountain.
East Death Mountain, yeah. So 20 minutes in, very even, I would say, at this point. Both runners have some knowledge here. Kennedy's got the bow knowledge and the blue candle, whereas Dragondarch does have a little more overworld exploration, more dungeons found, and has the wood arrows. And we appear to be ladder blocked in level 5.
I mean, the only good news about that is, the ladder cannot be in level 5.
Yeah, with one bomb, curious to see where Dragondarch heads at this point. Knowing, has one key. The 3 dungeons in the northeast, all key blocked. Or, one bomb to be able to try and do some Death Mountain. I can't remember if there's a bomb shop over this way or not. I think there is.
There might be. Or am I imagining it? I don't know. Seed bleed is a thing, folks. And Chad is loving this Legacy of the Wizard sprite set that Dragondarch is using.
Yeah, I've shared this story before. I don't know if I've done it on comms, but back in 1988, a couple of weeks after this game came out, I got so stuck in it, I called the hotline, and they were stumped as well. So, very, very challenging game to play casually prior to the interwebs and being able to watch VODs of others of how to beat it. So, but love the game. Love the game.
Meanwhile, Kennedy J has picked up the bow. I believe Dragondarch's about to find it. There we are. That is the bow for Dragondarch. Well, to be fair, Solomon's Key, I've played that game as part of a challenge once. Oh, that was a thing.
Great game, and I would say if you ever do try to play that, try it on the Switch, because you can either play the original NES version or you can play the arcade version, and that's it's a two differences the way that game plays out.
Kennedy having a bit of trouble with this screen scroll, but does get it. You know, Ray, I had always wondered that as to what determined what questions got published for Counselor's Corner and Nintendo Power. It was the ones that drew a lot of people asking. You know, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I think I'd still be looking for Second Quest level 8 if it wasn't for Nintendo Power.
There's a reaction vid of somebody who found that in a blind playthrough, and let's just say they were not a happy camper. Oh, and 2's got Lionel's. Look out.
Yeah, we're going to see some more progression in here. Obviously gets past that key block. And we know that the next item in here, well, there's a Triforce in here, but also the actual item, non-hard item, is going to be a couple more rooms away, likely.
Unfortunately, these bubbles are serving to slow Dragondarch down. There is the Triforce, but not yet.
Oh, and takes an unfortunate death.
Beamos. One of the worst things in this game. And yet you couldn't kill him until Ocarina of Time.
That's a good point. I never thought of that, Leslie, but you're right. Well, we'll see if that advantage with the candle helps Kennedy at all. You know, if I'm him, I'm getting excited if I find a level 3. You know, one on the smaller dungeon side. But again, if you're just tuning in, looking up the very top on the right, 8 Triforces. So they need them all. So they must find every level with First Quest mixed. Typically brings an overworld block into play, and we've yet to find any of those items. And there is level 6, so candle most definitely required. Unless you happen to stumble on the ladder first and get the red candle.
Well, if ladder's here in 6, then
yeah,
the candle blocked the ladder, which blocked the candle as Dragondarch takes the death.
Yeah, tough combat. These, you know, the bubbles are sometimes the worst enemy in these rooms. You're trying to stay on that half tile vertically with the Lionels, and the bubbles have different ideas.
Yeah, the bubbles are super annoying, and they get in the way. Like, if there were 2 things I wish you could KO in this game that you can't, the bubbles would be towards the top of the list, along with those darn Beamos.
There's nothing in the game really other than a clock that saves you from the bubbles. It was one of my suggestions a year or so ago is if you have the big shield, can it make you immune or invincible to bubbles? And that would bring that into play maybe a little bit more, but so yeah, we've got a lot of Lionel combat here.
And there's a bomb hole. Gonna need a key here in order to continue in this level 2.
Oh, I love these sprites, though. I am getting flashbacks to 1988 and seeing these enemies and being, how do I get past this? Hey, I never did beat it when I was younger. Never
It's a
beat it.
compass just reminding him of where the Triforce is, so the back end of level 2 is also key blocked.
Yeah. Keys are a factor, as we continue to see. Kennedy does have the wood arrows. I do see that. Gotcha.
Yeah, he went and made that purchase as soon as he got the bow. Yeah, some games, yeah, you're using save states for, because they're either brutally hard or just flat out unfair. Like, case in point, Back to the Future. I would not recommend that game, because you get to the final level, you only get one shot. Even if you have multiple lives, if you miss it, game over.
Curious what we find in this level 6. A lot of the
That
community,
too.
yeah, looks at a 6 and maybe does not try to dig it out. It can be one of the largest dungeons that you have to deal with, and you're only really looking for one item. So, you know, when you find a silver arrow in a 6, it can sometimes be a game changer. Some people then will, you know, leave the item in 6 and gamble on 9. But I think we're going to find an overworld block item here in 6. That's just my gut.
Dragondarch finds the candle shop, but he's a little short on money.
He has the enemies there to give money, but I think he only got a 5er.
He did get a bomb drop, though.
Those arrows coming into play. Helpful for Kennedy, unfortunately.
Oh! The timing of that door repair. He gets to the money he needs for the candle, and then he gets stopped by a door repair.
You know, we opened this broadcast with money management and how tough it can be with that candle, and you see it firsthand here. It's real, and you know, we know for sure at least one dungeon right now, and you know, that's the only candle shop we found, and it's not exactly in a convenient location.
Well, I guess that 79 will more than make up for the 15 he lost on the door repair. Which I count, which after seeing that mishap happen on Dragondarch's end, I was able to get that number.
Yeah,
probably
the line to it.
Yeah, the best number out of the money is the door repair. That's that.
Again, just a game reset, 30 minutes in. You can see we are about as even as can be. Dragondarch with more of the chest jerk advantage and heart. Otherwise, knowledge-wise and whatnot, you're really about as even as can be right now. There's one Triforce difference, level 2. And I think what's going to open this up is, and any key's going to open this up big. Or anybody that starts to accumulate some keys, really, is where we're at this point.
I mean, Kennedy has one key, but that's not going to help him very much in this 5 because, unfortunately, it's a ladder situation.
Yeah, it's which of these dungeons now is going to give you an opening, right? You get out, you get a couple of items, you maybe get, you know, an important item like a ladder, and any key, or you know, or anything that's going to help you progress here, because they're all these dungeons, you're getting 5-10 rooms max, and you're needing to bail, so you have multiple redigs here tonight. Question: how many key blocks so far? Just about every dungeon. I don't know the exact. If 5's got the ladder block, I think the rest are all keys.
At this point, yeah. And there's level 8. I'd say this is where you gotta make your move here.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're 30 minutes in, you've got 2 items in here. You may leave with a bunch of keys. And it's a required dig anyway. You need to try, so.
Here's an Aqua Mentis, but it's not gonna be here very long.
Now, any enemy with a unicorn typically goes down easy. That's the way I look at it.
I mean, it's also the first boss of the game, so yeah.
And we've got Wizzies.
Did you see that? They went down with 1 hit from the white sword. Reds rolled down to the minimum.
Yeah, you love to see that.
I
Biggest
don't
thing
think
right
we've
now-
seen honestly, I don't think we've seen a small secret yet.
Now, when you're in, you want a map. These large 6 through 9.
Speaking
without-
of,
you just feel like you're flying blind in these larger dungeons until you pick up that map. Oh, the key!
that's big.
Yeah, we
There's
get the
hints.
hinge shop. Yep.
What was the large? 79?
And Dragondarch finds at level 6 that Kennedy was in earlier. Heedless. And we know we've got the Lionel, so... we do have a Goma here on Kennedy's side. Not going to be an issue for either runner, as they both have bow and arrows. It does not push.
So a thing that someone I follow does is that when the secret sequel at calendar date of the year, in this case 12/29/79, a question gets asked, and the question is, what celebrity or celebrities were born on that day? Oh gosh, 6 blue Wizrobes in a spiral stare. Ugh.
Oh, you've got a potion, you've got a blue candle. Let's see. Unfortunately, with the Wizrobe, you cannot iframe them, and yeah, that's a tough one.
Shot from behind, you hate to see it.
Oh, 12/29/79. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody in chat doesn't have a birthday near or close to that date, right? Given the age of most of us.
Don't date me too far. Now, don't date me up that far that quick. Now, to answer chat, the only shield that blocks a Wizrobe beam is the big shield. The basic shield does not do enough. Nice reverse block clip to avoid going around and dealing with the lower part of that trap. Coming in on the side, but unfortunately, that... boy.
Gonna have the potion.
Yeah, you're in a position where you got no choice.
And
Otherwise,
you may have a ladder in there. You got to do it. Good move getting in.
Well,
And it's a
that's not
recorder.
a ladder, but the recorder could very much open up a dungeon, because I know we haven't seen them all yet.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, 3 and 7 are the 2 outstanding at this point.
Takes the death coming out, but he got the recorder.
Yeah, I'll swap that potion for a recorder. I think that's a good trade-off. And mobility-wise as well, like we were saying, you're going to have to redig some of these dungeons. At least that recorder is going to get you back to level 1, where you've got 2 and 4 close by. So definitely going to be helpful in that regard for Kennedy.
Yes, I would say so. Oh, this is gross. A mugger room. Max bombs or keys. I cannot fault Kennedy for up and A-ing out of that room, because I know a number of us would have done the exact same thing.
Yeah, and I don't see anybody giving up keys at this point. Nobody's even got enough keys. We have 0 keys amongst their runners at 38 minutes in.
Now, on the other hand, if we have the magical key, then that's sort of a free pass, because you're literally taking 3 keys off infinity, still infinity. Oh my goodness, what an ink blot for level 6! And locked into a double river room.
Yeah, I mean, it's got shades of Vanilla 6, not exactly, but,
That is unless there's a workaround to the west and north to go into the center part of the double river room, that's a block. I can see staple remover in this. Get a manhandler here. Didn't quite get all of that bomb.
good moving, though. Good moving, splitting the... You get the
Constantly
bomb?
splitting the defense like the Eagles in the Super Bowl.
Good job. That was really well done. Gets the key and the bomb drop for their efforts. And yeah, there was 3 beams coming at once there. And good job.
Meanwhile, we have a key purchase from Kennedy. Oh, that doesn't bomb unless there's a stair that goes over to the north and east of 6. It's a ladder block. Oh, wait a minute. I forgot about this key door. As long as the meat got... There isn't another ladder block, so yeah, it's possible. Take any on the coast? Actually, I'm getting a feeling of deja vu with that location.
And Kennedy thought about the potions, since they're out now with potions. Sacrificing to get past the blue whiz robes. Probably takes it now. Yes, does take the potion. I mean, you'd like to be able to get mags, but the trade-off between White Sword and mags it's not as significant. So I agree with that play. Chesterk may not, but I do agree with that play. Especially too, you may need that money to buy more keys.
Yeah, especially with how this seed is panned out.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot. And that's a dig dogger. If there's anything in that room, Dragondarch's gonna have to come back. Well, this is something here. And as Chap alludes to, the Valentine's Day race is tomorrow night, and that race does require all the hearts.
And we've got a boat.
We have got a pack of hot dogs.
So it was an overall block item
wound
in
up
6.
at first quest 8.
Yeah, and that... At this point, with all the key blocks, yeah, you got to dig it. You know you need to try anyway, and may as well just get this out of the way. And with that dig dogger blocking something here, or not, definitely blocking the shutter door, you know, trying to gauge how this can impact Dragondarch when they make their way to level 7, if they find it before finding level 8. Could be halting their progression. sometimes it's those little things of, you know, somebody found this before that, and that's the biggest difference. And we'll see if that recorder does come into play or if Dragondarch finds it. And there's the dungeon heart in the staircase. So now, you know, everybody's favorite, your item in 7 is on the floor.
It's why some folks say never 7, admittedly.
Never 7. Yep.
But it's never 7 until it is.
Yeah, you never know. 7 could surprise you and be really small. That, to me, 6 and 7 are so similar in that regard, except 6 usually does not surprise you. It's always a beast of a dungeon. But I've seen 7s that are the size of 3s and bailing. So maybe, you know, the thought here, Leslie, you know, Kennedy's got that key, still hasn't found level 3. He's got some burn bushes here, and maybe makes his way back up to the northeast and tries 1, 2, or 4 with that extra key he has.
It's possible. I mean, if you're gonna try level 1, it would be advised to do an up A save and save scum the key. So that, oh, hello, magical sword.
And you can record her back if it's no good. I agree with that. You know what? Those are the types of strategies that can sometimes win you a game, because, you know, you're 45 minutes in here. You've got a grand total of 4 tries amongst our runners, who are 2 very good runners, and it's not that they're playing poorly. It's just the game is throwing all kinds of key and ladder blocks at you. And Dragondarch does find level 8, so again, this could be critical. This not... Oh, gonna go and see if he can pirouette, maybe?
No, that's not a pirouette. He missed the screen scroll.
Gotcha. All right, well, look, that's going to be interesting if they ultimately, and I think he will, find level 7 now. The burn bush is not going to be able to get past that dig dogger unless it's a bomb wall out. Oh,
well, he didn't save, but he gets a key fund. Now, one of the things to keep in mind about in the shapes algorithm with levels 1, 2, and 3, if there's an adjacent room and there's no door, you can usually bomb your way into that room.
All right, well, one's given keys now. +1 so far. Dragondarch does buy a key. The compass we don't need. Probably gonna Dragondarch head along the coast. Yeah, heading over to Vanilla 8, which will kick out level 7. So it came in from the screen above, so you can't pirouette above. I'm going to go ahead and get this door open to the left. And it's going to get the Dig Dogger news. See if we can bomb up.
Oh, I think that's a huge advantage for Kennedy J, as that is a red ring.
Yeah, it's going to make that level 8 a lot easier. Yeah, They're going to do one more check here, and it is level 7. Throws us the recorder block. So you look for divergence sometimes, Leslie. You know, where can this seed go, right? And both runners have been playing well given the circumstances. That's our biggest divergence right now, that recorder knowledge for Kennedy. But the seed also may send Dragondarch right to level 8 because, well, maybe going back up to the northeast with 2 keys. Yeah, heading up there, that's where 3 dungeons are at, and we had key blocks in each of them, so.
So I think Kennedy wanted one more key out of level 1, and the blue land mola said, nah, you've had enough.
And Dragondarch, with 2 keys now, should go ahead and find that red ring as well. Kennedy heads into level 2. And should be able to get the Triforce. I don't know that he will have enough keys, though, to get the item. I don't think he will.
No, he would have needed to have come in with a second key, because when Dragondarch was in here, he had only 1 key. He got blocked by the second key door. Now, having Red Ring is going to make combat against these Lionels a lot less scary, because those beams only do a half a heart of damage versus 2.
I think was the ring over here. Yeah, so
There
Dragondarch
it
right now
is.
is going to have an advantage, leaving with the same amount of keys it came in with. So that is going to help. Now that does give him, as we said, that additional access into level 2. Can probably go back in there and finish that off. And Kennedy gets the news that he is key blocked.
But with the recorder, he'll have an easier time coming back to level 2.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely, because it's on the Lost Hills. So it can toggle back and forth between the Lost Hills and Casino Corner. And Dragondarch should find his map in this level 4. So I was worried earlier whether or not this would push, how long it would take to get back in, because at first we thought it was a guaranteed ladder block, and it may not be.
Yeah, because we got a key door right here.
Now the item could be ladder block, potentially. But yeah, the Triforce should be accessible.
Yeah, considering we already have bow and wood arrows, that Goma block is not a problem. So Goma's dispatched.
And
And
Kennedy
it's-
can make
and
it,
key door.
yeah.
Yes, chat points out Kananaki generally only works in a shutter door room when you have no keys.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
there's a floor heart.
Yeah, the exception being you can use it with a bomb hole. You don't see many runners pull it off often, but that is another way of doing it. And a third way is if you've got a push block, and that could be very tight.
Yeah, I've tried it with a push block, never done it. I can see it from the other side of the room with the one in a boomstick to eat, but we don't do those very often. However, from the side, the bomb canana, yeah, that's not easy, folks.
Yeah, I'd say the easiest with a push block is if it's one of the bracket rooms, and you're able to push that bracket on the left and then go right into the key door. And let's see what the item is in for. And it's the silver arrows.
Major find for Dragondarch. However, we still need that ladder in order to get all 8 Triforce pieces, so we're not quite there yet in terms of go mode, but that is still a major find for the veteran Dragondarch.
And we were saying before, going to have that advantage when he gets into level 8, because he's going to have that red ring, and we know it's infested with the Wizzies. So we'll be able to more easily access that recorder in the spiral staircase room. And here, that's the room right there, Leslie, that the bracket room, you had a key door on the left and a shutter door that...
Oh, look at this. A ladder block triangle, and the danger noodles are swarming over it. Cantaloupe, I can imagine that those words were not PG. To be fair, I can imagine a number of folks probably saying the same thing, so... At any rate, Candy J taking on this Dig Dogger, taking it but the block does not push.
And heading toward level 8, we know this is the right move to be able to get that recorder that we know is wired.
Oh, that was a key setup for sure, but Kennedy cleared the room instead. Got a map, though. So that'll be helpful. Ooh, a compass. Speaking of helpful things. Oh, it's in the next room, but we got a key in a blue Dark Nut room. Or not. Thanks, game.
Oh, that's not a room you want to see. You got the Dark Nuts, you've got the Wiz Robes, and let's throw in 2 bubbles to make it even harder.
Yeah. Excuse me. This room... That is just a disgusting room.
At least you got the orange ones that are going to go down with 1 hit, so...
And they might drop a clock, because in the bomb dropping group, a clock does drop on the 3rd one killed. Possibly. Well, let's just say I can pick up what Matrick in chat is putting down.
Now, we thought that other Kanana was going to be difficult.
This one you also need the Dark Nut to cooperate.
Yeah, and got to know how many hits he's got left on him. I think they're vanilla. I don't know how many times he's hit this one.
Yeah, the vibe I got was vanilla as well, but this Dark Nut just seems to want to be on the other side of the room for some reason.
Yeah, taking the anti-link, I think that is, one other strategy you could do here. I was just going to say is what Kennedy just did with a bomb, but the Dark Nut decided to go left instead of up.
Yeah, unfortunately, this Dark Nut is just being a noun and not cooperating. Did not quite catch that recorder melody or enough of it to even begin to venture a guess.
But sneaky Dragondarch with 4 keys right now. That's like gold. Should be able to go ahead, get this Triforce. I think the compass is the next room over.
Yep. He's actually going to be able to open this. There's the clock for Dragondarch. And an obstructing old man.
Let me go ahead and poke up to do a check here. Well, gets a bomb pack for the efforts.
Still has to clear the
surprised
Dark
if he burns a key for that other room, though, given how important keys have been.
Oh, I see what Kennedy's doing here. He's going in and out of the dungeon to respawn this screen to try and get a bomb drop, like that.
Just about an hour in, and we have Dragondarch is halfway home on their Triforces.
Kennedy back into 5, but this one is one of the ladder blocks of this seed.
Yeah, I didn't realize he did not get the map to verify the ladder block, so he doesn't know this yet. See, is Dragondarch going to level 2? Is my guess here. With 3 keys, we should now be able to see what the item is in this level 2. Presumably looking for that ladder, but you know, the other thing that's going on here, Leslie, is there's a power bracelet that's still outstanding, and level 3 is still outstanding. So we may still have some fun tricks up this seed sleeve at this point.
Yep. We have not seen everything the seed has to throw at us. I don't think this room drops, but it has to be cleared in order to proceed.
Yep, you are correct. It does not drop.
Oh, that is a gay. That is just a disgusting act. And it's unfortunate we had that in the seed live. That is disgusting. Especially if the item in here happens to be required. Say, the ladder, the power bracelet. Even the book or the any key would be gross at this point.
Yeah, we've got two boomerangs outstanding. I apologize, I think we've got a bit of a tech issue here. I am sure the powers that be are going to be on this momentarily.
It was the power bracelet in level 2.
There we go.
Alright, the RF adapter is back to the correct channel.
Good one. I was just thinking about that, yeah.
Oh, Doran in chat mentioned that. Those of us with old school TVs who use an RF switch jack know exactly what that is. Also, the level 4 RAF spot is just a small secret, so nothing major there.
Okay, after all that fun, I thought we had a water leak in the house, or somebody put on channel 58 on the UHF dial, but alright, so Dragondarch probably going to head over, not heading over to level 7 yet. Got some more overworld checks, see if you can find that level 3. And I agree with this. If you can get that level 3 now, you've got everything on the overworld except the ladder.
There it is.
There it is.
And that's advantage Dragondarch.
Yep.
Because now, thanks between our runners, we know where all the dungeons are. Also, to answer a question in chat, this is the opening week of Swiss. It'll be a 6-week Swiss.
Yeah, 92 participants in the tournament, so great turnout. And random Triforce entry into level 9, but as you see in the upper right, 8 Triforces required. What do you think is going to be, Leslie? We're running out of spots for that ladder. We've got another item in 8. We've got an item in 7. Got an item in 3, and we know it can't be in 5.
I don't think we saw the item in 4. So,
Silvers.
Silvers. Never mind. brain fart.
It's okay. That's why we're a team here tonight. And we've got everybody's favorite. We've got 2 boomerangs outstanding, which, heck, they could both be in level 9 at this point.
Yeah, the ladder block being in the very last room of the dungeon, which is disgusting. And that's going to be the silvers for Kennedy. That level 3 shape looks like a golfer got so aggravated with missing short putts that they basically broke their putter and bent it around a tree part way. And Power Bracelet is required, that blocked level 3.
And Kenny's going to get the news here about the ladder block. Fortunately, he's going to have a key to be able to, again, probably going back into 2 after this. It's, essentially 2 screens away. We'll get that Power Bracelet and likely start that journey of trying to find level 3. And there's the ladder in level 3. So Power Bracelet, blocked ladder.
Blocked red candle. And a required mugger in level 2 to get to it. Nasty.
Oh no, Kennedy used his last key to find that ladder block, so cannot get into level 2. Well, can get into level 2, is not going to be able to progress in level 2. That's going to be tough.
Yep.
Because he knows he can't go anywhere in 5. 7's still outstanding. Still another item. Yeah, it's going to take a run at 2, but I'm not going to be able to get any further. Doesn't have the map either. Oh, okay. Now has the map. It's probably gonna send him out if he realizes that choke point. You're not gonna be able to get around it. But he's got one more room there he hasn't been in. I don't know if that's gonna drop a key or not. That'd be the best thing for him though, if this room to the right here drops a key. And Dragondarch out of level 3. Essentially go mode at this point. Knows 4, knows 5, knows 7. Ladder blocks in 4 and 5 aren't going to be a problem. Level 7 has the recorder to be able to get past that first room. So for Dragondarch, in sitting very good shape right now.
And he's starting with 7. Probably the one thing he would like to see at this point would be the any key, because then that would basically take key block problems and make him a thing of the past.
Yeah, I mean, he's got 2 keys. He's like key rich right now based on how this seed has been going. Kennedy's been on 0 for, I think, at least half the seed.
Now that's a bomb shop. Recorder blocked. Yep, one of chat pointing out that one of the seeds was done in under 40 minutes. It was a treat to see, I'll say that much.
Go ahead. Oh my gosh. Another key door.
That's really been the problem for both runners of Seed. Has been an extreme. It's not just a key. The Seed's key starved. This is a key famine. I swear the game just put a key there because it knew somebody was going to call the Seed out for its nonsense.
Oh, this is definitely nonsense. I mean, guinea farming later for a key is not out of the question yet.
Right, and speaking of, we've got Kennedy J looks into 7 and is like, oh wait, I can't do anything here.
And Kennedy may be at that point now. I don't know, other than going into 8 looking for the other item. He's starting to run out of options at this point. Can't get the power bracelet to get the level 3, to get the ladder. So 4 and 5 are off the table completely. 2's off the table because of a key. And 7, as we see here, he's got a key issue. So I don't. His only other option is 6. I do think 6 kicked out some keys. I think that's how Dragondarch did get the key advantage. So I think level 6 is the answer for Kennedy at this point. Item is useless, but keys. Yeah, and that's where he's heading right now.
Yeah, the item is basically firewood in this particular seed.
Yeah, and that unfortunately he's going to dig this whole thing out. He doesn't know that. It could, in his mind, be the ladder or power bracelet. So definite advantage at this point with Dragondarch. For his benefit, hoping you maybe pick up some additional keys in here, or you find the any key on the floor. And double boomerang and 9 still on the table.
That would be hilarious, because you know neither runner's picking the O's up at that point in the seed, because we're an hour and 10 in. A boomerang is something you get very early in a seed, or if you're swordless. Definitely not a level 9 situation.
Oh, Kennedy surprised me. Went to level 1. Has both items, maybe just hoping to find a key on the floor somewhere.
Goma and a Chevy. I feel like the Chevy would run over the Goma, but that's just me.
Dragondarch gonna try the force, one of the easier enemies to do it on, but with the BMOs makes it a little more challenging. Pulls it off. Good job.
And gets a map.
My gosh, that's ugly. It does get a key.
That isn't just ugly. That is uglier than bowling shoe ugly, and that is saying something.
Oh, and you've got Wizrobes and Dark Nuts in here. Like, this 7 is trash. Kennedy on a key hunt gets a key. See if he leaves. All right, there we go. There
gosh, that Triforce location in 7 is about as far away from the entrance as you possibly can get in terms of both distance. In terms of distance, not quite number of rooms, but distance. Also, Ray, I'll say this. That's a very old expression.
Yeah, Sam, I couldn't agree more. You forfeit this the moment it's... Yeah. Now, can get around this potentially. Goes against game logic, but it can pull off the ladder clip. But yeah, if I'm in this race and my opponent finishes, I can't hit that DNF button quick enough. But game logic was requiring another key, so, well, get one. So, up to 5 keys right now, so looking good. We do ultimately see the map in one, but Kennedy's out of keys. Did they not mark that he picked up both items? I thought it was just a key exploration and get out.
I don't know about that.
Yeah. I think his only option at this point is 6. And we know 6 did give keys, but 6 was also a grind.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with chat. It looks like a possible tilt situation, which is understandable. I've been there. I tapped out of a recent weekly because I got on tilt, personally.
Yeah. I mean, it's key and ladder. You're just... You get to that moment, like, where else can I go? And I don't know if he bailed on 6 because he was key blocked as well. We know 6 gives keys, but I can't remember. It's been a while since he was in there. And Dragondarch now has all of the weaponry required. Gonna go here and finish level 4. Just a couple of rooms in. You know, the game can throw a lot of blocks your way. When it's keys, sometimes you just feel helpless. You're like, really, what? What am I doing wrong? I think we've all had seeds like this. That it just one of the most frustrating things. Like he's not in 14 rupees, so you know now we're potentially rupee farming. I think you need about 80 rupees for a key.
Yeah, so it's 65 rupees away. Keys but yeah, the money in this seed is also really, really bad. I mean, the only good parts about the money situation, the small secret rolled up, and the door repair rolled bare minimum.
Oh, wait. I don't think Dragondarch wants to be an 8.
I don't think he has this Triforce, unless I'm mistaken.
No, he got it. Remember, he had the key to get in there. Well...
I feel like he's looking for something, but I don't know what.
He's 100% go mode. The only thing you're going to find in here... I mean, you could find any key. At this point, he's up to 5 keys, which is incredible.
It is, but to find the any key in this situation, considering how much of a key famine this seed is, I think that would be the threshold for the game knows here. Normally it's 10 keys, but it's a key famine, so I'm cutting the number in half.
Yeah, he's been in level 5 twice. He knows the level 9 requirement.
That is a stair. Let's see what it is.
Heart.
Gotta have
Well,
it.
this should push him out. I mean, there's still a floor item in here. It's allowing Kennedy to make up a little ground, unfortunately, in the exact same dungeon. Like bit one block in level 9. Oh, that's good. That's a good one, man.
You know, if Fred ever puts something like that in this rando, that would just be disgusting.
That was a good one. We need some comedy relief because this is just Is it ladder blocked or is it key blocked every dungeon?
Ah, yes, the old Holy Grail.
Yeah, he's out now. Gonna head it. Oh, wait.
Oh no, I just got one worse. Boomerang required to beat Wizrobes. Candle required to beat Dark Nuts. I'm just going ridiculous with it.
And there's level 5. We know you have to go straight up here. If you go left, you're going to find an old man blocking the north progression. So it should be pretty quick pull from here. Unless we stumble onto Lake Bit's 1 block. Oh, it's been a long week.
Oh, it has in more ways than one. Not going into specifics, but you know, oh shoot!
I spent the night at an airport last night, so it's been that kind of week.
Oh lordy, that really is that kind of week. Oh, without sword beams, unable to deal with those dark nuts, so it's an up A.
Okay, so Dragondarch nose has to go up past that shoot room. There is still an item in here.
That could be it, but it could also be a transport.
I'm gonna go ahead and take it. I mean, it's probably putting you right... No, it actually... You don't want that. Well...
Actually, no, you're below the shoot room, so that's not terrible.
Yeah, you should go up through the chute at this point and burn another key, though. But that might be the only path. And, yeah, and what do you know? Another key door.
Yeah. This game is just eating through runners' keys like a Snorlax eating through a luncheon.
Alright, one Dodongo away from being able to head to level 9.
And the Troll Dongos are down, but Dragondarch's gonna check the next room.
And with that, we are going to have our first runner in level 9 at about 1 hour and 22 minutes, if I had to guess. And I agree, Sam, with that. I mean, you know, because of the key situation, if you stumble on any key right there, that gives you a little more peace of mind in level 9. The flip side of that, though, I would say, too, is level 9's only one screen away from start. I'm going to do a mags check. Oh, buying a key. Nope. All right, that's a good move. I agree with that. And again, I would up A because you got 4 keys right now. You should be good in a level 9. All right, Leslie. I think everybody watching knows what we're looking for, but you want to go ahead and give everyone the rundown just in case?
Okay, chat, so what we're after 2 things. We're after the roar and the door. The roar references the base. The base is noisy, and these walls can't contain the noise. You hear that? Ganon is in an adjacent room, while the door is a single shutter door that stays shut when the room is cleared. or it pops open after the beast is defeated. That's where the kidnapped is. Now,
an
we
early
don't have
map.
Yeah, that's a very early map, and that looks like a mermaid with a very long tail.
A small level 9, which tends to bring magical staircases into play. You got the entire northwest of that dungeon out, but look what we found.
We have found his room, and his occupant is inside. Here's Ganon. We need 8 hits with the white sword, a Hyrule driver doing 1 heart of damage.
Gets out of the stun lock. And knocks him down, turns brown.
We got bacon now. Because we have 2 shutter doors, Zelda could be in either or.
And
it's
there
not
she
to the
is.
left, but she is straight north. That was the only way to get there. Get your GGs in chat for Dragondarch, who hits 1-0 with an official race time .gg time of 1 hour, 23 minutes, 53 seconds.
And an easy level 9. Probably wasn't it more than about 8 or 9 rooms?
It was pretty darn quick, I'll say that much.
The game said, you know what, we made it painful with the ladder and key issues. Here's an easy level 9.
Those always feel good, admittedly.
And we've got welcoming to the broadcast booth with a win over Kennedy is Dragondarch. GG.
Thanks. Also, Rick is fired from Rolling Seeds. Rick is 100% fired from Rolling Seeds.
Oh, we've all rolled bad seeds from time to time. I mean, if we all got fired for every single bad seed we rolled, nobody would be rolling seeds.
I will fire everyone from Rolling Seeds then. There weren't any keys.
No.
That was the problem.
No.
There were no keys.
Well, and I don't know if you've tuned into Twitch, but that's exactly what Kennedy is stuck with right now.
Yep, and he has waved the white flag for this seed. GG's Kennedy J, who has joined us in the booth. That
man.
was brutal.
That was brutal. I just couldn't find a key, and the times I spent them, I didn't spend them wisely, and I think I was caught. I had 2 ladder blocks and 4 key blocks, and then I couldn't find 3. It was that either raft or power bracelet.
You needed, so you got close.
Or ladder, I guess.
You picked up a key when you went into one there, probably about 10 minutes ago. But then I think you used it in one. That key could have got you through 2,
yeah,
which had the power bracelet, which opened up level 3, which had the ladder. So that was, you had your chain reaction. You were 1 key away from breaking that chain reaction. So that was, and then you were stuck.
Yeah. I mismarked something in one. I thought I still had an item, which is why I spent the key, because I was like, I have, 2 rooms left in here, and I've got to have the item, and I must have picked up a heart.
I'd also like to point out, in 2, you had to go through a required mugger room that was either 3 keys or a bomb.
Yeah. I think you hit
keys.
the max at 5 keys at one time, Dragondarch. That was the most anybody had at one point. And then I looked back over and you were down to 2 keys again. That was brutal key-wise. We'll probably never know where the magic key was.
Yeah, I'm sure it was a 9. It had to have been.
Well, yeah, 2 boomerangs outstanding, a book, a wand, and an any key. So, yeah, I'm thinking you're right, given how the seed played out. But level 9 was nice for you. You had that to finish up on, which went really well for you.
Yeah, 9 was great. It was I only hit 9 rooms total, or 10 rooms total, and that was it. So 9 was great. It was everything else.
Everything else, yeah. You hate to see. I mean, you guys were, I would say, very close for probably the first 40, 45-ish minutes or so. And yeah, ultimately, Dragondarch, I think you made that move. You found the ladder block, try in 4. You had enough keys to then make your way into 2 to open up the seed. Kennedy, you used that key in 4, saw the ladder block, try, and then could not get into 2.
Yeah.
So that was really, you guys were, if you watch this back, you guys were very close there for probably the first 45 or so minutes. It ultimately came down to a single key that then opened up the rest of the seed.
I bought 3 keys in this, 3 or 4 keys in this seed.
Yeah, I bought 2, and there was. I'm trying to think which level it was. There was a rupee boss 1 room in, and I thought to myself, I'm not going to need it, so I'll just, I won't leave the room. And then sure enough, like could have farmed keys with it later.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Bombers
things.
were nice.
You prep for combat and room drops and routing, and then the game throws you that. And, I felt the struggle from the commentator booth that you start to just throw up your hands like, where do I go? Where is the opening? I think, Kennedy, the other thing that gave Dragondarch a bit of an advantage was you cleared 6. And you did end up, I think, in the positive of your key count after 6. Now, 6 was a big dungeon to get through, but I want to say you finished with a couple of extra keys. Unfortunately, Kennedy, you couldn't get to all those keys because of a key block.
Yeah.
So, again, it just kept coming back to where you could use that 1 key and which dungeon to progress.
Yeah, and seeing all the key blocks, I knew, once I got a key, I'd have to pick and hope it was the right pick, and it just never was. There was, in 4, I think I bought a key, saved, and then went to 4, and ended up getting the silvers, and then found the ladder block and everything, and I thought I thought about resetting, honestly, at that point, to get my key back, but I just, with the silvers, I thought combat upgrade wise, I'd keep it, but who knows?
This was the first seed that I've ever played where I got silvers and I wasn't happy about it. Like there's like 4. It's like at the time I didn't have power bracelet, I didn't have recorder, and I'm like, I need something else to get into to access any more spots in the overworld. I didn't have ladder yet either because I hadn't even found 3. And it's just like, silvers are great, I just don't want them right now. I want anything else.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, look, we've got a lot of weeks of Swiss left. 5 more for both of you. We'll see what the Wheel of Doom does to everybody this Sunday evening. But I believe we've got some more races coming up. Any final thoughts, guys, before we go ahead and depart?
Rick is still fired.
No, I just want to thank everyone for getting the restream going. I know we have so many games going on and so many people playing, so I really appreciate getting the opportunity to get a restream, and looking forward to the next several weeks.
Yeah,
absolutely. We've only just begun. Now, in low in keys where let me try again. In seeds where we don't have a lot of keys, typically a strat that a lot of runners use is they will buy a key, then up a save, and if the key they use winds up being the wrong solution, they do an up a retry, and they get their key back, knowing not to go that way.
Yeah, I did that exact thing, and then went into 1, and then found the red ring, and I'm like, I'm not ditching this. I'll find another key somewhere, I guess.
Yeah, that red ring's just too good to pass up.
Like, I think the first dungeon I actually dug was 6 because I had nowhere else. I had nothing else I could do. Or no, I spent forever trying to find a stupid candle.
Yeah.
And then you were a couple rupees short. You had the rupees. You lost the rupees. And then
I actually want somebody to go back and clip that because I lost it.
oh man.
Yeah, that was something.
Well, it was good for us to watch in chat. Difficult for you guys to play. You gave it the old college try. And again, you never know. You may play the next seed, and the Andy Key's the Armos item, and if you have a candle, you're going to want to burn it and spike it. But that's how it goes sometimes. And you guys did the best with the resources you had. Again, Kennedy, you were one key short in about 4 different dungeons.
Exactly.
And take your pick. But thank you both for putting on a good show. I think chat had a great time watching as well. Thanks behind the scenes to Nacha Beto for doing the tracking, and my broadcast partner, Leslie. Any final thoughts?
You covered it, Mako. Thanks for the restream Speed Gaming. Thanks for the tracking, Nachi. Thanks for doing the comms, Mako. And thankfully tonight you're at home and not at an airport.
Hey, thank you. All right, guys, have a good one. We'll see you all again real soon. Thank you.
Yep, we do have Equations versus Sis Crusher starting soon on Speed Gaming Prime. So for more Zelda 1 rando action, make your way over there. If you're heading out, stay kind, stay safe, stay together, and we'll see you next time. Good night, everybody.